Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I'm going to be playing a little bit of MWR, and I have a message directly to Infinity Ward. I want you guys to know that you've won. You guys have literally won Call of Duty. Based on everything that I've seen right now, you've got such a good game going. You've got all this hype coming your way. All the positive metrics are happening, so just don't f*** it up. I don't know how else to say it right now, and this commentary is going to be a lot more off the cuff than usual, probably a lot more curse words I'm going to have to bleep out. But I feel that that message really needs to be said. Infinity Ward has had 3 rough games in a row. Modern Warfare 3 was rough because the team split, but fans still liked it. Ghost was rough because it had to be on like 6 different consoles and new consoles launching, and that was a mess. Infinite Warfare was just rough all around, so Infinity Ward hasn't had a real hit in a long time, but also the rest of the CoD franchises have fallen into rough spots recently. The monetization of Black Ops 4 has finally turned fans against Treyarch, who previously could do no wrong in this scene. Everybody loved Treyarch games. They were flawless, they were perfect, they were this and that, and they didn't care about the monetization. Because they didn't care about it, Activision just kept demanding more and more and more, and they monetized more and more and more until it just blew up in their faces. I assume the rumor about Sledgehammer Games losing their lead and having to have both of them and Raven help Black Ops 5 into a rush job is real. I guess it could be fake, but it seems reasonable. And as of right now, the future of Call of Duty couldn't look more unsteady. We've had 3 rough games in a row. Even though Black Ops 4 was hot to start with, it fizzled. We've got no other good games on the horizon because it seems like there's management problems, except for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I think that that game looks amazing. I think it plays amazing. I think it's just the right kind of game that Call of Duty fans want right now. It's got all the good hype going for it. It's got great features for multiplayer like crossplay and realism and a lot of good things about this game. All of my coverage of it has generally been very positive, which is rare for me. Call of Duty Modern Warfare could actually be the game that steers the sinking ship of Call of Duty back towards home if you don't f*** it up with microtransactions. And that is what hurt Black Ops 4 more than anything else. I think Black Ops 4 would be having much better performance right now if it wasn't so heavily monetized. Because nobody wants a $50 season pass when every other game has it for free. When every competitor has something for free, why are you charging $50 for it? Nobody wants to have to spend $300 to get the new DLC weapons when other games just give you the new weapons, the new champions, the new goodies and stuff or whatever for free. I mean, Black Ops 4 is at a point where if you're going the crate route, you need 300 crates, which is about $300. Black Ops 3, which is a game that I loved the gameplay, fans played it a lot, that system got so crazy that later on in its cycle, when new guns dropped, if you were a relatively new player, you might have to spend up to $1,200 to get the new weapons, which in many cases was more expensive than buying the weapons in real life. I could just literally go buy those guns in real life cheaper than I could get them in Call of Duty. Nobody wants really expensive skins and gun camos and stuff like that when they're only good for 1 year. Call of Duty is yearly releases, totally new titles, no content shared between all of them. So every year you start over completely in your loot. It's not like League of Legends where I can still use my old 2011 skins that are just fine. It's not like Overwatch, which even at 3 years old I can use my launch skins just fine. It rolls over every year, so the price should reflect that. It's going to have a shorter lifespan. Nobody wants loot boxes in Call of Duty, period. Loot boxes are just... I think loot boxes are going to go the way of the dinosaur soon, either because of legislation or consumer pushback. Nobody wants a battle pass that's filled mostly with stickers, and I'm criticizing Black Ops 4 on this, but Apex Legends was just as bad. Their battle pass was just pure booty. Congratulations, you hit a level 100, here's a sticker. Nobody wants that. Fortnite has a good battle pass with stuff that people actually use and not just crap. Nobody wants $30 hammers. Nobody wants selling your pre-order bonuses later at a marked up price. What we as gamers want is a good game at a reasonable price, and that reasonable price has to include the reasonable priced microtransactions. Whatever you're going to charge for the game, the microtransaction is just a part of that price now, and it needs to be sane because I don't think that the gaming market will support the current Call of Duty much longer, if any longer at all. It might already be too late. If Call of Duty Modern Warfare comes out and is loaded with like pre-order bonus and season pass and microtransaction and battle pass and direct sales and loot boxes, all this kind of stuff like Black Ops 4 is, Me personally, I'm just going to pop it out of my PlayStation and go play any one of the 5 similar free-to-play games that don't have that, or like the $15 games that are content-driven but with good content. If the microtransaction system changes to something unfavorable midway through the game, such as, it's pretty great at launch and then like 3 months in, we need more money because it's a new quarter, let's really ramp this up, I'm probably done with COD forever, because that is a signal to me as a consumer that the company does not give one flying flip about anybody that's not spending hundreds of dollars. If you're not throwing money at them for literally nothing but digital items, then you are a worthless human being, is what that says to me, and I don't want to be a part of that. I'm not alone in this belief either. There are lots of Call of Duty fans out there that feel this way too. Call of Duty fans are perceived as being angry dolts, as being blowhards, as being the filthy casuals of the gaming community. And as a guy who in the COD scene has tried to be the voice of reason and testing and science and generally gone against the grain for a long time, I understand this. I really understand this on a level that most people don't. But this time, I agree with the angry mob. The angry mob is angry for a reason this time. They're right. The way the game is monetized more recently is absolutely ridiculous. And I just said for Blops 4, just screw spending money on that. That's actually insane. I don't want any part of that. So, at Infinity Ward, if anybody is listening, just don't do that. Just don't fuck up your game with crazy microtransactions. I know you're going to get a call from Papa Activision. They're going to say they want some really good microtransaction sales because digital sales are the most profitable thing and you can really scale them infinitely so that they can go have a shareholder conference and talk about how great the ROI is post this and that and how they have a better price to earnings ratio and all this kind of investing stuff. They want that money and they want it quarter after quarter after quarter, and every quarter has to be more money than the last quarter, and it has to be a better ratio than the last quarter. Every metric has to go up. And well, guess what? This quarter, when the game launches, that quarter, will be the very last one for Call of Duty if it launches with that model, because gamers are just going to quit. They're just going to abandon the franchise. Call of Duty right now as a franchise is at a breaking point when it comes to pricing. And I really mean this as a guy who understands corporate pricing models and accounting and margins and return on investment and PE ratio, like all this kind of stuff. I understand that. But the franchise is at a breaking point. If Modern Warfare does not have a model that gamers are okay with, those gamers are going to leave forever. Franchise over, brand done, $1 billion right down the drain. And the decline will be rapid and fast. If the game is a stinker and the mess of management or whatever is true with Blops 5, then that's a 1-2 combo. Call of Duty's out, it's done, it's dead. It's a joke of a game that you'll see every 10 years or whatever when people talk about quickscoping on Rust. I think the source of this problem is Activision shareholders that just want these crazy fast returns on digital products. And any investor that plans to hold a stock for more than 3 months should want to work with a company that is producing a known quality product. Now, the short-term investors, the day traders, the people that flip really fast, they don't care, they just want really returns. But a lot of investors want to invest in companies that they believe in and not just stare at arbitrary numbers. And any business, from a small, like self-employed person like myself to a massive corporation, knows that sometimes you have to spend money on R&D. Sometimes you have to take an L. Sometimes you have to make a decision that gives you a temporary loss this year, this quarter, or whatever, a decline in your return on investment, a temporary slowdown in order to continue to do business and do much better later. Businesses that chase infinite returns and will do anything quarter after quarter to just keep pumping that money always cheapen their products, destroy the brand, and they implode. You can just look at GoPro, for example. Man, that's glad I wasn't part of their IPO. And I hope, I'm just praying at this point, that Activision and Infinity Ward choose the long-term path, that they choose to use Call of Duty Modern Warfare to rebuild this brand into something good and not just pump money, because I think this game is good. I think it's good enough to be an absolute banger. I think it's good enough to bring even my hateful self back to playing Call of Duty after all these years. But I'm not going to pay an arm and a leg for stickers. I'm not paying $1,200 for guns. And I'm not going to play a game where the system changes every couple months. I'm just going to bounce. And I think that most other fans will too. So if anybody's listening, just don't fuck up your game is my only request this year. My only thing that I'm begging for. Just don't do that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little more serious and more roast than usual, so I'm going to add some fun clips at the end. Drifter out. I need all these things over here. Oh, give me that.
He does not want you to loot.
No, he doesn't. I am in the Matrix! I am Keanu Reeves. I am breathtaking. Oh my god.